or good evening, depending where you're calling from. Welcome to this info session about our Master in Sustainable Innovation and Entrepreneurship. My name is Julie, and I'm the program advisor of all our full-time masters here at Antwerp Management School. I joined AMS in December 2023, but I know the school very well as well because I'm also an alumna actually of this program. I followed the Master in Innovation Entrepreneurship in 2019, 2020, and in between I worked as an auditor for EY. So Robin, would you like to introduce yourself as well, please?
Yes, for sure. Hello, everyone. My name is Robin de Kok. I'm a professor in innovation entrepreneurship at the Antwerp Management School, and I'm also the academic director of the Master in Sustainable Innovation Entrepreneurship, the coolest program at AMS. But of course, I'm a bit biased because I'm the academic director. I joined Antwerp Management School in July 2017, so I'm already here for more than almost 8 years. And before I worked 3 years at Imperial College in London, and I did my PhD at Ghent University.
All right, thank you, Robin. So what will we cover today? Of course, we will do a deep dive into this master's program. We will also talk about your career outcomes after this program. We will guide you through the admissions process, talk a bit about the scholarship options as well. And then at the end, we will have an interactive Q&A. So also during the session, or maybe you already have some questions prepared for us, you can just write them or type them in the chat and we will address them at the end of the info session. All right, so our Master in Sustainable Innovation Entrepreneurship. Before we dive deeply into this program, I will talk a little bit about our city, Antwerp, Antwerp Management School. Of course, we are located in Antwerp, in the heart of Europe. So in Belgium, we are located. And Antwerp actually offers an exciting mix of history, culture, but also modern student life. The city is home to one of Europe's largest and most important ports. It's the second largest port here in Europe. It's also world famous for its contributions to fashion, diamonds, and in my opinion, also amazing cuisine. And every year, the city welcomes students from all over the globe. So for our non-Belgian students here in this call, it's also interesting to know that Antwerp is a very multicultural city, where nearly 60% of the city population has actually a migration background. So don't worry about speaking Dutch here. 95% of the locals will understand and speak English as well. So during the weekends, you can also explore incredible museums. You can go to trendy cafes, visit landmarks like the Cathedral of Our Lady. And the city has also a vibrant nightlife and offers plenty of activities to keep you engaged, I would say, especially now when the sun is out, summer is almost here in Belgium. There are lots of activities to do. Also interesting to know is that compared to many other European cities, Antwerp is an affordable city for students, offering budget-friendly housing, dining, public transport. It's a very bike-friendly city or even walkable. You can walk quite easily from one place to another one. It's actually a big city in Belgium, but that's quite relative since Belgium is a small country, of course. But also the city has also excellent connections to major European hubs like Amsterdam and Paris by train, for instance. So this is just a little introduction about our city, Antwerp. Then get a degree from a Triple Crown business school. What does this mean? So Antwerp Management School is very proud to be part of a select group of business schools worldwide with 3 international accreditations, which is also called the Triple Crown accreditation. What does it mean? It basically means that your degree is recognized everywhere in the world and is considered as high quality education. It's a very lengthy process to even receive one accreditation. So yeah, we are very proud to have these 3 accreditations, of course. So now I would like to give the floor to Robin, the Academic Director of the Master in Sustainable Innovation and Entrepreneurship.
Okay, thank you, Julie, for the introduction. The starting point of the program is really the fact that we live in a world with a lot of challenges. Challenges for individuals, challenges for people around the world, but also a lot of challenges for companies nowadays. If you look at what happened the last 5 to 10 years, then you can see that companies constantly need to renew themselves, need to come up with innovative solutions because of the challenges in this world. On the other hand, you can also say that there are a lot of opportunities in this world. Think about what happened in technology the last 5 to 10 years. Think about AI and the possibilities that it creates for people, for individuals, for entrepreneurs, for innovators, for companies. So also there's an interesting starting point. And this is the starting point of our master. The aim of our master is to connect young, driven people to the problems in the world that really matter. That's really our mission, to connect brilliant, intelligent, uh, driven people to the problems that really matter in this world. The Master in Sustainable Innovation Entrepreneurship, MSIE as we call it, is a hands-on program which will teach you how to turn ideas into sustainable businesses and drive innovation from within companies. I always say that entrepreneurship is a university of life, which means that if you want to develop ideas, you need to know a lot of things. You need to develop a lot of skills. And that's also what happens in this master. You will learn about design thinking, marketing, sales, technology, finance, strategy. So you will have a very broad skill set at the end of the year, which is applicable for many types of careers. Um, if you look back at the history of the MSIE, then we're very proud to say that we were one of the first MSIE programs in Europe, which means that next academic year we have our 19th edition. So that means we have a lot of experience, but it also means that we have a large alumni community of more than 500 alumni from all over the world. We've always been a very international program. We have around 52 different nationalities among our alumni community. And our alumni community is also creating impact as we speak. So they have interesting jobs all around the world, and they set up their own startup company. We have more than 120 startup companies coming from our alumni community. If you look at the program, then we see that there are three building blocks: inspire, act, and grow. In the Inspire first phase, you will learn a lot about sustainability. What is sustainability? What are the challenges there? What are the implications for companies? And how can companies deal with it? How can entrepreneurs also jump on these challenges, this sustainability challenge? So that's the first course called Leading Sustainable Transformation. You will also get insights into the technologies of tomorrow. Can you use some of these technologies for your own ideas to set up maybe your own startup? Who knows? And then we have the course called Business Design Thinking. Business Design Thinking, which will take these opportunities, these technologies, these sustainable challenges, and try to transform them into a first problem solution fit. So that's what you're going to do the first months, is really going to get in touch with interesting challenges, problem settings, interesting technologies. And in the Sustainable Opportunity Bootcamp, you will get to know each other, try to set up something together, develop ideas. And also in that first phase of Inspire, you will get to know the Antwerp ecosystem. You will go on an innovation safari and visit all the interesting, innovative companies in Antwerp. So that's the first phase of the program where you hopefully get maybe some ideas out of it, get to know each other also. And then in the second phase, the act phase, you're really going to think about what can we do with those ideas? Can we develop a strategy around it? Can we develop a business model around it? How will we develop this further in a corporate setting? So you have a course on corporate innovation and consultancy. How can you help other companies to innovate, or how can you help your corporate company where you will work in to develop new ideas? In that second phase, your master thesis also starts. And then you have the choice, either I will do my master thesis on the startup ID that maybe comes out of the boot camp, or I will sign up for an innovation challenge of an existing company. At that time, you will have 5 to 6 companies coming in, presenting their innovation challenges for you, and you can team up with the others in the MSIE to sign up for such a challenge. So either you do the Corporate Innovation Challenge, or either you will continue your startup ID in your master thesis. So that's the startup track or the corporate innovation track. Besides the master thesis, you also have the corporate innovation sprint, which is a collaboration together with Polydesign in Milan, where students from Milan will work together with our students in a 3-week innovation sprint. The last part is the grow part. That's really the part where we try to understand how can we grow ideas? How can we get finance in? How can we raise capital? How can we develop a digital marketing campaign? How can we develop our digital sales skills? And how can we think about global scaling, internationalization, and so on? At that time, we also go on a global scaling trip. We're going to visit an international entrepreneurial ecosystem to learn how they do it there, and also to see what are personal growth opportunities, job opportunities in that other ecosystem in the world. This year it was Berlin, last year it was New York, previous years we went to Stockholm, to Zurich, to Lisbon, and so on. Next year is not decided yet. We will decide this summer. So this is in a nutshell the program. It's a lot, but I try to keep it as short as possible. And let's zoom in on what I think are the highlights of the program. First of all, it is your master project. That's an 8-month project. So it means that you learn something in the different courses, but you apply it directly to your own master project. And that master project is, like I said, either a startup company, or either it is an innovation challenge of an existing company that you're working on. If I look at the startups that came out of our master, then you might recognize a few of them on the screen. I think one of the famous examples is Loop Earplugs. It's an international company that was set up by Maarten, and Maarten studied the MSIE and wrote in his master thesis the ID on Loop Earplugs. You can also see maybe a football player on the bottom left. That's Cristiano Ronaldo. Cristiano Ronaldo's favorite drink is Captain Kombucha. Captain Kombucha is developed by MSIE students, also here in Antwerp. On the right, you will see Browse. Browse is one of the more recent startups coming out of the MSIE, out of the master project. Browse is producing, developing, and selling different cleaning products, sustainable cleaning products. But we have more than 120 of these examples. A second highlight is definitely the innovation sprint, where a corporate will come in, present their innovation challenge, and in 3 weeks' time, we need to collaborate with Italian students from Politecnico di Milano, and we will work together to develop new innovative concepts at the end of those 3 weeks. So this is a very intensive period, but it's also a lot of fun, And we always have very nice companies. Think about Air France. We had Ecovert, Samsonite, Barco, many big global companies who would love to see you develop new concepts for their company. And also, of course, we go to Milan then. We work 1 week in Milan, 1 week remote, and 1 week the Italian students come to Antwerp. A third highlight is Supernova. Supernova is the innovation and technology festival here in Belgium. It's a festival where a lot of top speakers come together from Apple, from all over the world, and they are going to give insights into and share their experiences. This festival also managed to get Obama to the festival 2 years ago. The fourth highlight is the global scaling trip. This year we went to Berlin, and I have some recent pictures with me, pictures of visiting Spotify, a very nice office in Berlin. We had very good talks on how entrepreneurship works in Berlin and what it takes to internationalize with your startup to Berlin or work for a big innovative company there. So we went to Accenture, we went to Spotify, and we also had a great time. As you can see, we also went to a karaoke bar to sing a few songs. So if I summarize the key benefits of the MSIE, I would definitely say we have a very hands-on approach. That means that teaching here at the business school is totally different from any university, I would say, where we briefly give you the tools, briefly give you the theory, and then you apply it to your own case. So that's a very hands-on approach. You can already apply it to your master thesis from day one. So it's not that you have all the courses and at the end you have a few weeks time to come up with an innovative idea. No, it's already from in the beginning where you start to apply, develop ideas. It's an international program. So I already told you that we had already 52 different nationalities. And we also have 2 international trips to Milan and to another location. Could be Berlin, could be another place. That's something that we will decide this summer. The third one is you will build out a network to kickstart your career, a network of experts, professors, practitioners that will come into your class that you will get to know very well and that you can add to your informal network. We also have one of the biggest alumni networks in innovation entrepreneurship, and I always try to connect the alumni with the current cohort of the MSIE. The fourth point is that we have a lot of attention for personal development. I didn't mention this in the curriculum, but you also have the Global Leadership Skills course, which is a course where you will work together with other masters at Antwerp Management School on typical topics that you normally don't get at the university, but that are very important for your personal development when you go out there and develop your career. Think about conflict management, think about how do you apply for a job, how you make a CV, and those kind of things. Last but not least, it's the MSIE. We are on a mission to impact the world. We have a focus on creating positive impact while also being profitable. That's a combination that we like to go for. And I also think that's my personal conviction that this is the future also. And shouldn't be only the future, should already happen today. If you are creating new companies, it also means that we are not creating companies that have a negative impact on our world. So these are the 5 points that might convince you to follow the MSIE. So then the big question also is, what can you do with this degree, right? Well, we know from statistics that between 90 to 100% of the MSIE alumni will find a job after 3 months after being graduated. And this is one of the graduations sessions. I think it's in 2018, so it's already quite some time ago. I looked much younger on the picture, but that aside. And if I look at um, what are the possibilities that you can do after you got this degree? Well, there's on the bottom or the top right, you have the startups. So some set up their own startup company. You can join scale-up companies like Showpad to Good to Go. On the top left, you also have the innovation consultancy firms. You have the traditional Big Four, but you also have in Antwerp a lot of design and innovation agencies, which are a bit smaller, but which are also really fun to work for. And then, of course, you also have the corporates. So you have alumni of ours who are working for L'Oreal, J&J, ABM Bev, Google, and so on, in typical innovation jobs. And then you also have people who have their family business at home and want to revamp, take over the family business. Or last but not least, you have people who want to support entrepreneurs, not be the entrepreneur themselves, but support them. For instance, in an investment function, it could be in a legal function, it could be running an accelerator, a mentor, coaching, and so on. So to summarize, these are for me the 5 most common routes after you've done the MSIE. I will repeat it once more. It could be that you go and work in the corporate world as a business developer, innovation manager, a product developer, product manager, growth hacker, and so on. It could also be that you become a consultant, so you help others to innovate. That could be in companies like EY, Deloitte, PwC, but also, like I said, Antwerp is really known for the smaller innovation and design agencies. I say smaller, but these are still companies of 30 to 100 people, but they're a bit smaller than the big consultancy firms. And we have many of them, like MATE, Board of Innovation, November 5, Dot Achilles, and so on and so on. The third one are the startup routes. You set up your own startup company, or you join as one of the first employees a scale-up company. A fourth one is to revamp, to grow, develop your family business, and this degree can also prepare you for that. Last but not least, support entrepreneurs in maybe a policy function, a legal function, mentor, as an investor in startups. That is also a possible route.
All
Okay,
right.
Julie, I give
Yes,
the
thank
floor
you,
to you.
Robin, for this broad explanation about the Master in Sustainable Innovation and Entrepreneurship. Also interesting to know is that Antwerp Management School also has a career services center to support your career journey. We will not only prepare you for a job or your first job, but really for a career. And the Career Services Center is built on different pillars. The first pillar is the career skill development. So what they do is they organize career activities during the whole academic year. Those are optional sessions. It's not mandatory, but very popular and also very useful to go to. It can be about how to negotiate your salary, how to find a job and the hidden job market, how to improve your resume, your LinkedIn profile, all those things. Then the second pillar is the intensive contact with companies. So also during the year, we have career fairs where we invite a lot of companies and recruiters and where you can have speed dates with them. You can also just go to their booth, talk to them, talk to some people who are already working for those companies, connect with them, etc. Of course, also the alumni network. So we can also always bring you in touch with some of our alumni. It's also what Robin already discussed a little bit. And then lastly, we also have the personalized guidance. So we also have a career coach and you can book one-on-one sessions with her to discuss your concerns, your needs, anything you would like to discuss with her, basically. Then after all this information, maybe you're wondering, okay, what are the practical things? How can I apply? What about funding, etc.? So first of all, what is the tuition fee of this master program? It's 18,900 euros. What is included? Also the trips, the trips that Robin already discussed. So we have the trip to Milan and to another European city. For instance, like Berlin could be an option. So the flights and accommodation or transportation is included in this price. There is also a small seminar which is included. It's to the Netherlands. It's as a part of the Global Leadership course, which Robin also briefly mentioned before. Then a very popular question I often receive is there funding available? Do you have scholarships available? So we have actually multiple financial support options that I would like to discuss with you. We have partial scholarships. They go up to 50% reduction of the tuition fee, and it's for high achieving students who can also demonstrate a financial need. An important side note here is that the deadline has passed for our students who need a student visa to study in Belgium. So at the moment, it's only open for our EU students. An alternative could also be to go to your own bank, to go for a personal loan, because students often receive favorable rates and conditions. Another option is considering a student loan via Prodigy Finance or Brain Capital. Prodigy Finance covers, I think, around 150 countries globally. So they support a lot of countries, actually. It's only not for Belgian students. It's for students who want to study abroad. Brain Capital, they focus on local students and students within the EU. And then lastly, we also give the opportunity to request a payment installments plan. So then you would pay on a monthly basis, of course. This needs to be requested and approved by our finance department. All right, then how to apply? The process is quite straightforward. It's 3 steps. The first step is filling out the online application form. So if you would go to our website, go to the program webpage and you click on apply now, you will start your application. You will need to upload some documents like your resume, your transcript, your degree. You will also need to answer some motivational questions because we want to get to know you, of course. Maybe a tip I can give you, I know many people like using ChatGPT, but please note that we recognize those ChatGPT generated texts. So please avoid using that. We really want to get to know you. So just be yourself, be as authentic as possible. That's much more interesting for us to read, of course. Then the second step is completing the online admission surveys. So you will receive 2 surveys. One is more a personality survey, I would say. So there is no right or wrong. Also for us, just to get an idea of who you are, how is your outlook on life, etc. And the second survey is a financial acumen survey. And then the last step will be an interview with the program manager. And then after the interview, you will already know if you're being admitted or not, most of the time within 3 business days. So it can go quite quickly. In general, the whole process takes about 2 weeks, depending a bit on your own personal schedule as well, when you are able to have the interview, of course. Then when is the application deadline? I saw in the chat a small question about this already. So the official deadline for our non-EU EEA students or students who need a student visa was actually this weekend. However, I have requested to the admissions committee to give a small extension to our non-EU students interested in this master program, since we are having this online info session only today. So you have until the end of this week. So on Friday is the new deadline for you. Also a side note here is start your visa application early enough, of course. You really want to avoid the busy months, July, August. So once you know you're being admitted, I would say start the visa application process straight away. And then the official deadline for our EU EEA students is end of August. But also here, the earlier you apply, the better, because once the program is full, it's full. So yeah, that was it from all the practical side, I would say. So we would like to give the floor to you as well. If you have any questions, please feel free indeed to raise your hand or to put it in the chat if you feel more comfortable. You can also unmute yourself. But maybe before we go into the questions, I will stop this recording first, and then you can go ahead, show yourself if you would like to put on your camera, etc.